Hi, Kevin Blanch. It's Pioneer Day here in Utah, July 24th. That's the day that the Mormons arrived in Utah. I think this iconic piece of art that is out here in the Utah desert near the border, right along I-80, is so important as far as this piece of landscape. I love this piece of art. Everybody has some misconceptions of it when he did this, but I won't get into that today. But it's a magnificent thing. But right along I-80 has huge significance. I know you guys are really interested in Mormon history, and as I go off into the political world, into the financial world, into the popular contemporary society world, history means everything. Not making it up, understanding history. As the Mormons traveled out here to what they called Deseret after they got here, you got to remember, this was Hastings Trail, right along I-80 here. Now the Donners in 1846, as they broke off and they bought into Hastings' scam, his lie, telling them that this was a safe route to save 3 weeks. So they broke off. They got across this soil right here. This is the old Great Salt Lake bed. They broke through in their wagons and got stuck in the mud and delayed them. And as they got across, now right over here, right through this mountain, 99.999% of nobody even that lives here has no clue. That's where the Hastings cutoff is. The back side of it, where those two trails meet. The rest of the Donner Party went their normal route. They made it safely. They tried to save 3 weeks. They got backed up, stuck in the mud. They got there. We know Halloween, October 31st, still to this date, the biggest storm to hit that early in the Sierras, and we all know what happened. Well, the next year was 1847 as the Mormons. They had scouts out here. They had been dealing with Hastings. They understood the plight of what happened to the Donners. Remember, Brom went by ship all the way around to San Francisco. I personally believe, as a lot of historians, that the Mormons fully intended to settle in the Bay Area of San Francisco. They got to Names Monument, and I'll get some video of that here over the next few days. And the famous story goes, Brigham Young, Jim Bridger had their argument and fight, and Brigham Young was sick. He had yellow fever. They were 6 days behind the Donners at the same point. They knew the plight of the freaking Donners. He says, we're going to settle on the Wasatch of Utah. Hot, dry, barren. Bridger had been out. Bridger says, are you nuts? He says, I'll give you $1,000 for the first bushel of corn you can grow there. Well, they arrived on this day, July 24th, which ironically is the hottest day on this desert. Calendar-wise, meteorology-wise, the hottest freaking day. But it was right along I-80, and that's why the Mormons, I believe, settled there. Now, facts are facts, history is history. Now, faith is faith. Who knows what was in his head? Was it divine intervention? I don't know. You know, this is the place, I don't know. I'm a Utah, born and raised here, 6th generation. My family members were with him. You know, settled right here. On all 4 of them, they were with that group. So, but this tree is magnificent. I'll stay with you on the Mormon history and the contemporaries. And another thing you must remember, the early Mormons were socialists. The Mormons have forgot all about their socialistic roots. They're extreme socialistic people, almost borderline communism. They used the United Order. Everything was together. They were totally we. Everything was done communal. They've completely lost track of their social roots. And they're freaking, of course, the whole country has. This freaking radical free market idealism is totally freaking abstract and new from what their real original idea. But the average Mormon will tell you that that's what they're about because they have no sense of history. Kevin Blanch.